Hello and welcome. Namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi completes 11 years in office on Monday, inaugurates a locomotive manufacturing plant in Gujarat's Dahod, asserts Make in India will power Prasar Bharati. The Kremlin terms US President Donald Trump's dubbing of Russian President Vladimir Putin as absolutely crazy as emotional overload at a very important moment. Iran outrightly rejects any pause in its uranium enrichment drive as part of any nuclear deal while talks remain ongoing with the US. And Doordarshan is sworn in as Romania's president in a formal ceremony before Parliament. The pro-EU centrist won the national election on the 18th of this month. In line with his commitment to enhancing connectivity and building world-class travel infrastructure, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Indian Railways' locomotive manufacturing plant in Gujarat's Dahod. This plant will produce electric locomotives of 9,000 horsepower for domestic purposes as well as exports. He also flagged off the first electric locomotive, paving the way for greener, faster and more sustainable rail travel. Further, the Prime Minister laid the foundation stone and inaugurated multiple development projects worth around 24,000 crore Indian rupees, significantly boosting rail infrastructure, enhancing connectivity and driving economic growth in the region. Earlier, the Prime Minister also held a major roadshow in Vadodara city. The event drew thousands of supporters, reflecting strong local backing ahead of key national developments. The PM appreciated the warm reception and expressed his gratitude to the crowd for their support and blessings. Prime Minister Modi is visiting Western Indian state of Gujarat for a 2-day period. And Prime Minister Modi has said that Operation Sindoor is not just a military action, but a reflection of India's values and emotions. Addressing a rally in Gujarat's Dahod, the Prime Minister emphasized that considering the heinousness of the act by terrorists killing innocent people in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam, India could not have remained silent.
जम्मू कश्मीर के पहलगाम में आतंकवादियों ने जो कुछ किया, क्या भारत चुप बैठ सकता है? क्या मोदी चुप बैठ सकता है? जब कोई हमारी बहनों के सिंदूर को मिटाएगा तो उसका भी मिटना तय हो जाता है। और इसलिए ऑपरेशन सिंदूर सिर्फ एक सैन्य कार्रवाई नहीं है, ये हम भारतीयों के संस्कारों, हमारी भावनाओं की अभिव्यक्ति है। आतंक फैलाने वालों को सपने में भी सोचा नहीं होगा।
And India is taking its global campaign against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism forward, with all-party parliamentary delegations engaged in diplomatic efforts and visiting key countries to spread the message of zero tolerance towards terrorism. The all-party delegations, led by MP Kanimoni Karunanidhi, held a meeting with Chairperson of the Foreign Policy Committee of the National Assembly, Predrag Bokovic, and Chair of India-Slovenia Parliamentary Friendship Group, Miroslav Gregoric, and Ljubljana, Slovenia. This visit to Slovenia aims to bolster international support for India's position on cross-border terrorism and Operation Sindoor. Another parliamentary delegation visited South Korea's Seoul to discuss India's new normal response to terrorism following Operation Sindoor, emphasizing no distinction between terrorists and sponsors. The delegation, led by JDU MP Sanjay Kumar Jha, met Sung-il Chong, chairman of the National Defence Committee of the National Assembly. The delegation discussed peace and security challenges in Jammu and Kashmir amid persistent external threats. The delegation also met with South Korea's first Vice Foreign Minister, Kim Hong-kyun, and briefed him on the recent heinous terrorist attack in Pahalgam. Kim strongly condemned the attack and expressed solidarity with India, underscoring the special strategic partnership between the two nations. The delegation is on a multinational mission to strengthen the global narrative against cross-border terrorism and highlighting India's zero-tolerance approach. In another significant diplomatic engagement, a high-level all-party delegation led by BJP Member of Parliament Baijant Panda met with Kuwait's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs, Sherida Abdullah Saad al-Musharji, on Monday. The delegation of Indian parliamentarians seeking to engage foreign governments on India's stance against terrorism. The initiative is aimed at presenting India's position on border terrorism from Pakistan. And India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has chaired the consultative committee meeting on the Ministry of External Affairs in New Delhi. Discussions were held on Operation Sindoor and India's zero-tolerance policy against terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. The minister underlined the importance of sending a strong and united message in that regard. Now, the 26th of May marks the 11 years of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government. On this date in 2014, he took oath as India's Prime Minister, marking a shift from decades of coalition politics to a strong, clear mandate. His government has since then introduced pivotal reforms, paving the way for India's emergence as the world's fourth largest economy.
May 26 is a decisive date in Indian politics, symbolizing transformation and progress. 11 years ago, in 2014, a new government was formed under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His cabinet took the oath at the presidential palace, marking a historic moment because coalition politics had dominated the country for the last 3 decades, with no clear mandate for any party. However, 2014 was a year of change. The Bharatiya Janata Party, led by Narendra Modi as its prime ministerial candidate, secured a remarkable victory, winning 282 Lok Sabha seats. BJP on its own crossed the halfway mark for simple majority in the lower house. Upon taking office, Prime Minister Modi launched a strong fight against corruption, adopting the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. The government undertook several initiatives, including improving financial inclusion of the weaker section by opening Jan Dhan accounts for millions, access to clean cooking fuel through the Ujjwala scheme, improving power connectivity via the Ujala program. Major reforms like infrastructure development, tax reform, and the removal of outdated laws went a long way to improve ease of living. Direct benefit transfer ensured the money reached the beneficiary directly without any intermediary role, effectively decimating any scope for corruption. The new regime and push for reforms has also meant that youth have got all the support they need for their startup ideas. Consequently, India's startup ecosystem is one of the best performing in the world. Over the past decade, India has witnessed remarkable changes, with all sections of the society actively participating in economic and social empowerment. The vision of a developed India has become a collective resolve, and emerging as the world's fourth largest economic power is a testament that the reforms and other initiatives are propelling the nation in the right direction. Bureau Report, DD India.
A group of artists of Gond and Madhubani art forms called on India's Vice President Draupadi Murmu in New Delhi on Monday. President Murmu viewed the paintings made by the artists during their stay at Rashtrapati Bhavan under the Artists in Residence program Kala Utsav for a week. This Kala Utsav program provides platform to the folk, tribal and traditional artists of India who've continued the varied forms of art since generations. She appreciated their contribution to India's important traditional art forms and wished them success in their future artistic endeavors. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has inaugurated the Krishi Udyog Samagam in Narsinghpur district of Madhya Pradesh on Monday. The event was attended by Chief Minister of the state Dr. Mohan Yadav along with other dignitaries. Calling the event an unprecedented moment, Vice President Dhankar highlighted the importance of farmers in the development of the country. And Home Minister Amit Shah has laid the foundation stone for Swasti Nivas, a state-of-the-art residential facility at the National Cancer Institute in Nagpur. The facility is designed to provide a comforting space for patients and their loved ones during treatment. Lauding the initiative, the Home Minister said that Swati Nivas will help preserve the emotional bonds of families through difficult times.
इस स्वस्ति निवास की कल्पना कर कर हमारे भारत के अस्पताल बनाने के फील्ड में एक नए प्रकार का विचार देवेंद्र जी आपकी टीम ने किया है, कैंसर इंस्टीट्यूट की टीम ने किया है, जो आने वाले दिनों में हमारे परिवार की संवेदनाओं को जीवित रखेगा.
India's Minister for Education Dharmendra Pradhan presided over the letter of intent handover ceremony to the University of Liverpool in New Delhi on Monday. The ceremony was attended by Vice Chancellor of the University of Liverpool. With an aim to establish a truly transformational collaboration, the university becomes the second international university from the UK to expand its footprint in India. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said that India is rapidly moving towards becoming a developed nation and we will see many more international universities in India.
This event is more than a symbolic gesture. It is a reaffirmation of India's emergence as a trusted partner in global higher education. Today's gathering is yet another milestone in India's journey of deepening academic partnership with leading global universities as aspiration firmly embedded in the transformative vision of the National Education Policy 2020.
Lindy Cameron, British High Commissioner to India, spoke on the occasion and highlighted the expanding relationship between the two countries.
Wonderful to be here today at the announcement by the University of Liverpool that they're planning to set up a new campus in Bengaluru. Such fantastic news. We see the new education policy as a really exciting opportunity for British universities to come and work here in India, bring their world-leading education, but also education which helps people to get jobs as well. So incredibly important that this is education which is about children's futures as well. So couldn't be more excited. Liverpool, of course, is the second British university which has announced that it's setting up under the new policy, and there's a long list of others. It's a really big part of the UK-India collaboration that we have together.
Union Minister of State for Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh, launched a high-resolution numerical weather prediction model, Bharat Forecast System, on Monday in New Delhi. The Bharat Forecast System is a numerical weather prediction model which incorporates artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques. The newly developed system will have a resolution of 6 kilometers, better than the previously used 12-kilometer global forecast system, providing more accurate and local weather forecast. Speaking at the event, the minister said that this system is thoroughly made in India and also lauded this women-inclusive team.
This is simultaneously addressing more than one aspects which are very close in the priorities of this government headed by Prime Minister Modi. That at a time when India has risen to rank 4 in economy and has very evidently showcased to the world its technological prowess, we are also, in a way, asserting ourselves and our supremacy as far as our forecast system and meteorological capability is concerned. Second aspect, which is, I think, all these things go unspoken, is that Prime Minister keeps saying make in India, and I think what better a model than this, the Bharat FS. The name is Indian, the effort is Indian, and the makers are Indian.
Now on to weather updates. The Indian Met Department has forecast heavy rainfall and thunderstorms across several regions, with warnings extending until the end of the week. Meanwhile, the southwest monsoon has further advanced into some more parts of central Arabian Sea, partially in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, Bay of Bengal, as well as most of northeast India on Monday. Heavy rain continues to lash many parts of Kerala, uprooting trees and damaging crops, buildings as well as residential homes. Red alert has been issued for Pathanamthitta, Kottayam, Idukki, Ernakulam, Thrissur, Palakkad, Malappuram, Kozhikode, Wayanad, Kannur and Kasaragod districts on Monday. while orange alert has been issued for Thiruvananthapuram, Kollam and Alappuzha districts. The Met Department has also issued a heat wave alert for Rajasthan, forecasting that extreme temperatures will persist over the next 5 days. According to the IMD, severe heat wave conditions are forecast to continue in Rajasthan till the 27th of this month and in Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir until the 26th of May. Now, India's western state of Maharashtra is facing heavy rains with thunder and lightning lashing Mumbai city and its suburbs since Sunday night. The heavy downpour has affected road traffic due to waterlogging in low-lying areas in Sion, Dadar, Andheri, Kurla and King's Circle. Rail traffic has also been affected with waterlogging between the railway tracks at several stations. Meanwhile, heavy rains created a flood-like situation in villages like Karaha, with many rivers still under impact. A total of 8 villages were rescued by different rescue teams. And heavy rain also continues in many parts of the state, and the Met Department has predicted that heavy rains in the next few hours, especially in Mumbai, Konkan and western Maharashtra. State administration has been directed to remain on alert and carry out relief work. The Met Department has also predicted heavy rains with strong winds of 50 to 60 kilometers per hour and lightning in some places in Mumbai districts in the next 3 to 4 hours. A red alert has been issued for Mumbai suburbs as well. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. US President Donald Trump extends EU tariff talk deadline to the 9th of July amid a threat of 50% duties. Southeast Asian leaders meet in Kuala Lumpur to talk tariffs, truce and East Timor. And youngest world chess champion Diku Kesh will face world number 1 Magnus Carlsen in the opening round of the Norway chess tournament on Monday, so that will be pretty power-packed and expect some fireworks.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, amid ongoing talks with the US, Iran on Monday rejected to pause its uranium enrichment as part of any nuclear deal. The US insists that Iran cannot continue to enrich uranium at all in any deal that could see sanctions lifted on Tehran's struggling economy. Iran insists that there will not be an agreement that does not permit it to enrich uranium.
The issue of enrichment as an inseparable part of the peaceful energy and nuclear industry of the Islamic Republic of Iran must be preserved, and we are not allowed to show the slightest leniency in this matter. And based on these proposals that are being put forward from various parties, including Oman, we'll definitely consider these bold red lines of ours.
Now, the negotiations aim to settle a long-standing conflict about Iran's nuclear program. US President Trump has warned of severe economic sanctions and potential military action if a new nuclear deal isn't reached. And Trump has also said that he was not interested in moving textile manufacturing back to America, saying instead he was focused on big things like computer chips and tanks. Further, Donald Trump on Sunday...
T-shirts, and we want to make military equipment, we want to make big things, we want to do the AI thing with the computers and the many elements.
And further, Trump on Sunday backed off his threat to impose 50% tariffs on EU imports, agreeing to extend trade talks until the 9th of July. On Friday, Donald Trump had warned of steep tariffs starting the 1st of June, citing frustration over stalled negotiations, sending shockwaves through global markets. However, after a phone call with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who requested more time to reach a good deal, Trump agreed to delay. He told reporters she assured him they'd rapidly get together to find common ground. Von der Leyen called the conversation good in a post on X and affirmed the EU's readiness to move swiftly. The new timeline restores the original 90-day window set up by Trump in April.
She just called me, as you know, and she asked for an extension of the June 1st date. And she said she wants to get down to serious negotiation because I told you specifically, I told anybody that would listen, they have to do that. And we had a very nice call, and I agreed to move it. I believe June 9th would be, July 9th would be the date. That was the date she requested. Could we move it from June 1st to July 9th? And I agreed to do that. And that she said we will rapidly get together and see if we can work something out.
And there's more where that came from. Donald Trump has issued a rare rebuke to Russian leader Vladimir Putin on Sunday, saying he was not happy with him after Moscow launched a record number of drones against Ukraine.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him, but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
Responding to a question on the tarmac in Morristown, Trump said he was absolutely considering increasing U.S. sanctions on Russia in response to the latest drone attacks. Now, the U.S. president has also intensified his criticism of his Russian counterpart by calling him crazy through a social media post. Trump, in a post on his official Truth Social account, said, and I quote, "I've always had a very good relationship with Vladimir Putin of Russia, but something has happened to him. He's gone absolutely crazy." End quote. Trump did not stop short of criticizing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as well, boasting that the Ukrainian leader is doing his country no favors by talking the way he does. "Everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it, and it better stop." End quote. And in its reaction, the Kremlin on Monday said that Donald Trump's claim that Vladimir Putin had gone absolutely crazy might be due to emotional overload, but thanked the U.S. leader for his assistance in launching Ukraine peace negotiations. And Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said on Monday that Russia has struck military targets in Ukraine in response to Ukrainian strikes on Russian civilian targets. This comes after the Ukraine's Air Force said that Russia targeted Ukrainian cities on Sunday night with over 360 drones and missiles. Now, Nicolae Dan has been sworn in as Romania's president on Monday in a formal ceremony before Parliament, pledging to be an open to the voice of society. Dan, a pro-EU centrist, won the Romanian presidential election on the 18th of May, defeating the far-right George Simeon with 53.6% of the votes. During the ceremony, Dan took the constitutional oath, vowing to serve the people and upholding the rule of law. He also pledged to clamp down on corruption and to recover the stagnant economy as Romania is experiencing the highest inflation rate in the European Union. Now, Southeast Asian leaders met on Monday in Kuala Lumpur for their first summit since Trump's tariff policies upended global economic norms, with the trade-dependent nations expected to issue a joint message of deep concern over recent U.S. actions. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, that's ASEAN, will also tackle pressing regional issues, attempting to increase pressure on Myanmar's military junta and iron out remaining issues with East Timor's application to join the bloc. On Tuesday, the leaders will be joined in Malaysia, which holds ASEAN's rotating chairpersonship, but representatives of China and Gulf states as they seek to solidify diverse economic alliances in the face of future uncertainty. Malaysia says it will continue speaking separately to the junta and to Myanmar's armed opposition groups to try to foster direct talks between the warring sides. Sports and youngest world chess champion D. Gukesh will face world number 1 Magnus Carlsen in the opening round of the Norway Chess in Stavanger City on Monday. While first-timer Arjun Erigaisi will open his campaign against Wei Yi of China. In the women's section, Koneru Humpy will compete against compatriot Vaishali Ramesh Babu in the first round. Norway Chess consists of 6 players in the men's and women's sections and played in a double round-robin format. It is one of the most prestigious events on the chess calendar. The 12-day tournament concludes on the 6th of June. And that's all we have for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code on the screen, which was there just a moment back, and download it now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.